Today let's talk about 4 ways of feeding your catfish fryers. Newly fryers needed a lot of feeding patterns, and we have a lot of feeding patterns we use in feeding our fish. But based on what people are taught and based on what we are seeing around, we normally made mention of 2 ways of feeding our fishes, but we have about 10 ways of feeding our fishes. But let me just tell you the 4 ones that are very literally common in our catfish hatchery. So watching from the background is the feeding of our hatchery, and what we are doing here is what we call the broadcasting way of feeding our fryers, which people normally know as we call it broadcasting way of feeding fryers. Why do you broadcast when you are feeding your fryers? Number one, feeding your fryers is different from you feeding your bigger fishes, because feeding your bigger fishes you might have be feeding them in a spot feeding. That means controlling their feeding, letting them come to a point to eat. But when you are having fryers, especially lot of fryers, they will never come when you want to feed, because they are still small at that time, doesn't have that strength in order to run around the pond. So you need to feed in a broadcasting way. That means going around the pond to drop some little feed on all the spot they have. So that's what we call the broadcasting way. So let me just summarize it for you because of the little time I have on this video. Number one, we have what we call the broadcasting feeding. That is sprinkling the feed evenly across the water surface, so all the fryers can access and eat very well. So doing this method will help in a lot of ways for those of us that we are doing hatchery. Number one, the way it will help you is that broadcasting will allow all the fishes in the pond to eat. So many people complain that they are feeding their fishes and they are dying. In 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, they die. That's the most of complaint that I have when hatchers. These are the problems you may have if you are not doing the broadcasting very well. Number 2 is what we call the spot feeding. That means place feed in a specific location in the pond or tank where the fryers gathered, making it easier to monitor the feeding. Yeah, this is the other way too of feeding them. You can start your spot feeding, most especially when your fryers are maybe 3 to 4 weeks. Then you can start your spot feeding. And note, depending on the quality and the quantity of fish you have in the pond. And we also have what we call the tray feeding. That means use feeding tray placed in the water. This helps you check how much feed is eaten and reduces waste of the feed. I will show an example of this maybe in my next video, how to use the tray feeding. It's like you placing a tray on the surface of your pond, and this will be moving around just any tray, small tray, depending on the size of your pond. This will moving around the pond, and some of the quantity of this feed will be dropping into the pond, and the fishes will be taking it. This will can allow you to monitor the way and how many feed your fryers have eaten. And the last but not the least I'll be talking about today is the automatic feeding. We have the bigger automatic feeding for the big size. We have many automatic feeding for the fryers. Automatic feeding is using a mechanical or automatic feeders to supply feed at regular interval, ensuring consistent feeding for your fryers. This is when you are using an automatic feeder. This allows you to control when it should give. Maybe you want to feed your fryers maybe 1 kg in interval of 4 feeding in a day. With your automatic feeder, you can control the automatic feeder, and this will be dropping 1 kilo at interval of the time you give them. Maybe you say, I want to feed 6 o'clock in the morning, I want to feed 12 o'clock, I want to feed still 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 7 o'clock. Your automatic feeder is there to do you, provided you have given them you have loaded the enough feed into the feeder on how to do the supply chain, so it will always do that for you. Fish farming is one of the most wonderful and one of the easiest and one of the profiting business you can ever do. I bet you only when you get it right. You can get it right by, number one, monitoring your water parameters is very, very important. If you are a asher and you can produce whole lot of fryers, I bet you are going to be a millionaire. That's the truth. Fish farming will only knock you down if your production is very slow. It doesn't have much production and your cost of producing is higher. This is when you have problems. Let me just summarize it all for you guys. If you want to be a nasher, make sure that you look for a suitable location for you to do your hatchery. Make sure that you look for a suitable location for you to do your hatchery. Suitable locations are where you can go and test the parameters of your water, and you notice that the parameters of the water is extremely very good. And what are you checking for? Check for the pH, check for the alkaline, check for the iron, check for the nitrate, the nitrite, check for the direct ammonia in the water, and check for the temperature of your water. If all these things are right, I bet you it's suitable for you to hatch. If you need any consultancy, any mentorship on this, make sure that you contact the number on the screen. Thank you.